Hello everyone and welcome back to Ben and Danielle Reviews, and today I'm going to be talking about Gnome Hollow. Gnome Hollow is a puzzly gnome path building game published by the Op, was released recently, and I'm going to be taking a look at it. So this game has been so generously sent to us by the Op to review, but just want to let everyone know that the views in this video are all my own. The opinions are my own. Let's go to the table and talk a little bit about how to play it briefly, and then I will give my thoughts on it. So in Gnome Hollow, every player is going to get one of these personal player boards. They are going to have these 8 pegs, which are magnetic, which will stick here. You're going to get 2 of these gnome meeples, and you're going to get a reference sheet, which is going to have the turn cycle, a turn sequence on it, and some symbols to show you. And then also setting up, you're going to set up the market board. You're going to, for a 2-player game, you're going to have 2 of flowers already available. Then you're going to put a number of these flowers on each other type equals number of players. You're going to set up the board here of tiles to be taken, and you're also going to have set aside 2 tiles per player. Honor this sunset token that'll be used when after the end of the game has been triggered. And we got the pinwheel. And so turns are going to go as follows. You're going to look here on this market board, and you're going to choose 2 garden tiles. And then if you have any stored tiles, you can also play them at this time. But you're going to take 2 tiles and say you are going to place them. You got to match all the placement rules, though. So if, say, for instance, you wanted to put one on the board, you can't put this one here because there's a path here. So you always got to match the paths together on all of them. And so, like for instance, you couldn't put this one here because there's a path here, but there's no path. But there's a path here, and there's no path on this side of the board. But you could do it like this to connect the 2 together, or you can go over here, or you can play something like this, which makes 2 separate paths. The only thing you can't do is if you're pink and your opponent is blue, you can't put one right here disturbing their path unless they give you permission to do so. So there is a friendly rule in which you have to get your neighbor's permission to do that. Because if you own the path, you can't mess up your opponent's path unless they allow you to do so. So there's that. The idea with this, when you're placing them, is you're trying to create rings for yourself, which complete circles. Kind of like with this. This is a ring of 3, but you want to probably go larger if you can, but this is a ring of 3. When you complete a ring like that, you're going to look and see what types of mushrooms are available in that ring, and you're going to place all those mushrooms in the center of that ring to be taken by whoever claims this ring. Which leads to the second part. Once you've done both of those, you are going to get to resolve any. So check to see if you completed any rings, and then you're going to move a gnome. And with a gnome, you can do one of 4 things. You can reserve a path, which can be one here that is either not completed, like so, or it can be one that is already completed, like this. And if it's been completed, and then you can take all of the mushrooms for it and put it there. Put it next to yourself. You cannot claim a path that has already been claimed by another person. So like this path, say here's a path right here that's been claimed by this person. You can't place another one on that path. That one's already been claimed. So that's important to know. But also the other thing you can do is you can if there is one, you can go and claim a flower. You can move it to the flower market, and you can claim one of the flowers that's available up top here and put it on your own personal board. Just know that you can't have more than one of each color, because there's going to be 8 different colors. There's 6 here plus the 2, so 8 total colors. You can't have more than one of the same color because there's only one per person. You can access a signpost. If there's a signpost on a spot where you're at, you can access a signpost and activate that ability. This one here lets you get 2 blue mushrooms. There's also one that lets you reserve tiles and get different types of mushrooms. Lots of them give you mushrooms. And mushrooms are going to be the way that you're going to get the most of your points, is by collecting those mushrooms, which leads to the fourth thing, and that is sell to the market. You can go here to the center here, and you can sell your mushrooms. So these 2 that I had gotten previously, I can sell those for victory points. Selling a certain number of victory points is worth a certain number. So if you sell 4 yellows, that'll be 3. But these can be done any number of times, whereas each one of these can only be done once. So say, hey, I don't have 2 yellow mushrooms. I have 4 yellow mushrooms. So I will say I go here with mine. I will take this here, and then I will get 4 points. There's going to be a bag of all of these point tokens that you can take. You'll take 4 points, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these and put over the 4 yellow spot. That means that this cannot be claimed for the rest of the game. So it is first come, first serve, with the exception of the 2 ofs, which can be done any number of times. And those are going to go as such, and they're going to, once all of one color has been taken and we're out of these, now all you can do is the 2 of. Right, and that is going to be a way for you to turn in your mushrooms to get victory points. You can turn in as many as you want. I believe it's up to, let me check. You can sell 2 sets. So you can sell 2 different color sets, or so 2, like say I have 4 of the yellow, plus I have 2 purple here I want to sell. So I can sell my 4 yellow, plus I have my 2 purple. I can get those. That would be a total of 3 plus 3. That'd be 6 points right there. And then once you've done those things, once you've moved a gnome and done the action, place all your tiles, then you're going to refill the market as such, and then your play passes to the next person. Whenever you complete, one thing I forgot to mention is when you completed a ring, not only do you place these here, but you also have these on your board, and say I've completed a ring of 3. That is going to be going right here on this one. So rings of 3 can be done once, or you can get credit for them once. But when you do the bigger ones, they're going to give you rewards like placing signposts, getting flowers, which are going to be these ones on the side here. You're going to take one. You're going to take one of the flowers, put them here, put the rest into the market here, and then you're going to get one of these wilds, which can be going to your reserve, and those can be played later as a wild to help you complete your rings. And so you'll start with the leftmost here, and then you're going to work your way. Once you've completed another one, you go there. Also with that, you're going to get to take another flower, which are these flowers, and then you're going to score points based on how many you've placed. End of game is triggered when you use all 8 of your pegs, when you've gotten all 8 flowers, down below 8 flowers, or when the bag runs out, because there's going to be this bag here of all the tiles that you're going to be replacing from to put into the market. When this bag is empty, then that will be another end of game trigger. Everyone gets one final go around. We do one final round, and we determine the winner. You're going to get points based on your victory. The victory points you've gotten for selling to the market here. You're going to get victory points based on how many pegs you've placed. So in here I'd get 3, and with this one based on how many flowers I've gotten. In this case I have gotten 4 flowers. That would be 10 points. But you can get up to 25 and 25 if you've done both of those. And that is how you play Gnome Hollow. So as I've said, Gnome Hollow is very puzzly in nature. You are building up these paths. You are placing these hexagonal tiles to close off different paths and make like rings, I guess is what they call them. And you are going to be, when you collect these rings, you are going to put mushrooms on that path, and then once that path is claimed, you get to collect those mushrooms, and those mushrooms can be turned in for victory points. With that, you want to collect sets of the same color mushrooms, because each mushroom's going to have a different color. There's going to be, I think, 6 different types. There are 5 different colors of mushrooms, and you're going to be collecting those different colors of mushrooms. You want sets of the same, but you also want to have different ones to diversify, because each one's going to be first come, first serve for victory points and such. The more of each color you have, the more points you're going to be getting generally, and there are going to be more rare mushrooms in here as well. So it's very puzzly in trying to find the right hexagon tiles and placing the right ones to be getting to finish off your rings. So that is going to be a challenge. Oftentimes I found that it's more fun if everyone doesn't take the game too seriously and almost, I guess, like helps out trying to help the other players maximize their rings, trying to get the most that they can. A lot of times with this game, when I'm playing with my game group, we'll all just kind of help each other out, trying to get the best possible rings and the most mushrooms. With the worker placement, you only get 2 workers in the game, so you do have to be a little bit wise on where you place them, because once you take one off, you have to take one off somewhere else to place it in another spot. And so you also can't sell more to the market more than twice in a row, because you have to take off a worker or one of your gnome workers and put it somewhere else. Yes, I did enjoy the puzzly nature of it. The box says 45 minutes. I do think this game tends to run closer to an hour and a half or so, especially when you have 3 or 4 players playing this game. It can be a bit of analysis paralysis with this game, so do keep that in mind, especially if you're someone that suffers from that and wants to maximize their turns. I know with me, I tend to be a little bit more reckless, and I just put stuff down and don't care so much about trying to maximize. I just want to have fun with the game. But if you're someone that is a little bit more of a perfectionist and want to maximize their movement, it might be a little bit of a struggle for you at first couple times playing this game. Also, I do like the flowers aspect. It's another way to score points, and also the wild tokens really do help with you building out your rings, completing your rings, and that does take away from the analysis paralysis a little bit. So there is ways to mitigate it a little bit in earning the flowers. So if someone is suffering from analysis paralysis, you can be like, hey, go for these flowers, try and get those flowers, get those wild tiles, that'll help you fill out your rings faster. So that is cool. I like the different ways to score. I do like that the victory point tokens are like keys and gems and bottle caps, so that's really cute. The artwork in the game is cute. I think that the tiles are easy to follow, like the different paths. You're not really lost on where everything is going, which is cool. And then the cover art's really cute too. And that is Gnome Hollow. The components in the game are pretty good. I like the magnet, like the magnetic board. Everyone has their own like magnetic player board, and the player pieces are magnetic, which is cool. So the quality of the game for the price is good. You got the screen printed signposts that are cool. The first player little gnome hat cardboard thing. And these cardboard pieces are nice like thicker cardboard. So they're not like super bendy and flexible. They are durable. I like that a lot. That is Gnome Hollow. Give it a try if you pick up a copy if you can. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.